So I feel like this video is made more for like YouTube creators and stuff, and that kind of leads into my background a little bit. But the idea is that you don't need all the fancy cameras, the equipment, and all the stuff that I have, and the gear that I've accomplished to be able to make it happen. Everyone has cell phones that cost like thousands of dollars, and they have amazing cameras on them. So things I want to talk to you guys about today, I'm going to try to give you guys a social media just power course. So within 20 minutes, everyone's going to understand how to be perfect influencers and social media, and we're going to sell homes off TikTok, I swear. We're going to go over real estate posting, like what my plan is as the brokerage versus what I want to see like the realtors and everyone else doing. Platforms, what to post, content to make, examples, real estate brands and influencers to look into. So this leads me into my background. I used to work on TV shows. I started out working on reality TV shows, traveled around the world, got manhandled by Shaq. I'm also about 60 pounds heavier in that photo. So I worked on shows like Treehouse, Masters and stuff, bigger type productions. And then I took that, brought it back to Wichita and did like a social media company. I edited on a YouTube channel for about a year and a half before they started losing numbers. It was a family vlog. Making it big online, this is what people are interested in social media. Obviously everyone's doing it now. Everyone is posting on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Everyone's figuring it out. So you want to be different. You want to, be the one that sticks out more. And with that, content is king. So brokerage versus the realtor, what Urban Cool post is going to be a lot different than what the realtor post. I went and kind of creeped on everybody that has a Facebook page to see kind of what they're posting, and a lot of other realtors that I'm just friends with on Facebook. And like everyone loves to post a photo of the house and saying, post your cell phone and say, let me know what I can do for you, and posting a lot of that type of stuff, and it just doesn't work. I guarantee maybe you might have got 1 or 2 phone calls off of that, if that. So what I'm going to plan to post for Urban Cool is obviously Steven has already done an awesome job on Facebook of posting the cool homes. A lot of people that I know that follow Urban Cool, they just love the fact that we post cool homes, and they just like to look at them. But obviously in the long run there, we're trying to convert them to be clients, right? So I want to keep off that energy and keep posting cool content with starting to work towards being a little bit more salesy with some stuff. For you guys, please don't post a photo of you with your arms crossed. I mean, everyone's doing it, kind of just blends in with the whole crowd, but it's just kind of a joke that I make is like every realtor that I ever see, they got to get that photo in front of a home with their arms crossed. The content should not be call to actions every post. Don't post your phone number saying, let me know what I can do for you on every single post. Tell a story. I saw somebody, I don't know who it was, but they posted actual like timeline of how they sold someone's home. They're like, we met on Sunday. By Tuesday, we had photos and videos. By Thursday, it was sold. And obviously everyone knows, homes are going extremely fast. So post those stories, kind of think outside the box, post more stuff that's going to be, someone can read and understand why you're going to bring them value, and not just, hey, look, I have this home that I'm selling, or I'm a realtor or real estate agent, Tell stories, be real, be you, focus on entertaining, and the sales will come. Through both these techniques, the audience will follow. For Urban, I would double down on the home buying experience, talking about why Urban Cool is such a good place to want to buy or sell your home through, talking about the team atmosphere we have, and getting into that. For realtors' personal pages, I would work on building a specific brand unique to you. Get creative and think outside the box. So think about what someone else is doing in the Wichita market, at a bigger market, and honestly, you can just steal it. That's what everyone's doing. I was part of a seminar, and her name is Glenda Baker. She's out of Atlanta, and she started posting in October, and on TikTok she already has, I think, like 1.8 million followers since this last October. So it's definitely out there. So that's kind of the theory behind it, but I want to go into like, what does it actually look like? What are you going to do on a day-to-day basis, and what would I tell you to do? So for the brokerage, what I'm trying to do is 6 to 12 stories a post a day on Instagram. Reels are taking off on Instagram because TikTok is the biggest platform right now. So everyone's trying to double down on they call it the casino effect. So the sevens, whenever you're scrolling and you just get that dopamine drop of just wanting to see more. That's why TikTok is so popular, and that's why Instagram is pushing it, because everything is just becoming recycled TikTok. For the brokerage on Facebook, I'm going to be posting more videos of homes. For you guys, I'd like to see live videos telling stories. Live is still pushed a ton on Instagram, Facebook. So, you know, if you're going from home to home, whatever you're doing, just hop on a live, because then you can also take that content that you're talking about and maybe your 10, 20-minute drive, and that's going to get us into the pyramid type content that I like to do, where you're going to film a long form piece and then you're going to cut off of that for your smaller TikToks and your Reels and stuff like that. 6 to 12 posts a day for right now is what Instagram likes. They like to see the more posts that you're doing. So 6 to 12 is the number. It's what gets pushed into the algorithm, and everything is based off the algorithm and what people are seeing. For your Facebook post, you know, like I said, getting personal, getting real. And at the end, I'll show you a video from Gary Vee, if you guys know who that is. He talks about how he's like the most open, private person in the world, because, and after I saw the video, I got to thinking about it, that I have no idea what his life looks like, no idea what, you know, his home, anything like that. He doesn't post about his kids or anything like that. It's all about his business stuff, and you guys can do similar things. And like Casey Neistat, the guy that I showed you at the beginning, he didn't want his daughter all over YouTube, and obviously he was huge, and so what he did is he'd always post, like, he would never show her face or stuff just because he didn't want to. So there's always options depending on your personal preference on what you'd like to do. And a lot of my style is more organic. You know, it can all be accomplished with the, you know, the fancy gear, the live mics, the lights and stuff. But like I said, iPhones are one of the most important things right now. Pick it up, point it, start telling your story. And like I said, start thinking storytelling and not sales. It'll all come through in the end. And if every post ends with "contact me to buy your dream home," you'll sound like every other realtor out there. It's what everyone's posting. It's the easiest. Like, if it's easy to post it, then you're not going to have any results that come from it. So put a little bit of thought into it. And this is kind of my own feel. I believe in about 75% organic reach, and I'd probably say similar for you guys. Organic reach is going to be the best to gain your audience, and then you can start running ads and stuff off of that. But Facebook, and like what Steven and I were talking about, Facebook will just take your money. If you don't know how to post an ad and you're like, let me throw 10 bucks at it, they will put it in whoever they want to be able to say, hey, we got you guys 20,000 reach, but it absolutely meant nothing, and it was some guy in, you know, California that has no idea who you are that saw it. So don't buy them if you don't know how to utilize them, and I can put on a whole nother class on how to use ads if we want to get to that point. So this is kind of my formula for success, I guess. You can't just focus on pushing videos and expect more posts on your website. It all works together to keep the ship moving. So you need to post regularly. You know, like I said, Instagram like 6 to 12 posts a day. So come up with a schedule that you can actually stick to. Try to come up with something that, you know, it's like going to the gym. If you try to just start going to the gym and you go 7 days a week, within like probably 2 weeks, you're just going to say, no, I don't want to do this. So my theory is the same way with social media. Come up with a schedule that you can actually double down on and be successful with. So start with 1 day a week, 2 days a week, and then it'll just grow from there. So then you're at least being consistent. Make sure you're focusing on what your content actually is. You know, I've been seeing everyone's talking on the phone all day. Everyone has different stories and different clients that they're talking to, and they all have their own story and what's going on. So there's no reason that you guys can't be sharing that stuff. And if you don't want to get into the details of, you know, who that person is, you can always just say, hey, I met with this person and we had a really good talk, or, you know, I'm helping them go this way, and you know, good morning, whatever. Make sure you're posting plenty of videos. A lot of people don't like videos as much, especially if we have to show our faces, show, you know, more of who we are, and we can't get the perfect filter and angle, but it's just part of it. It's what the algorithm loves, and that's what kind of everything bases around if you want to be successful on social media, is praying to the algorithm gods for sure. Then photos and brand. Brand is also important, kind of with Urban Cool. I'm going to get into like Google business listings and stuff, and kind of stop talking so much theory and more what I'd like to see you guys actually do. So this is called the content pyramid. It comes straight from Gary Vee. So this is going to be your kind of document pillar content. You're going to repurpose it into micro content, and then you're going to distribute it. So this is, you know, getting in front of your webcam, getting in front of your phone, talking for 10, 15 minutes, or what Steve and I are doing. We're making little 4 or 5 minute videos, or like this, I'm recording right now. You know, I'm going to speak for 20 minutes. I'm going to cut this up to little pieces, and I'm going to post it for the platforms that like it. You know, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. I mean, there's a ton. What I would say is probably the best for this group would be double down on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. TikTok is the biggest platform right now, and I want to say, I forgot the numbers, but it's ahead of Facebook by like 20 million. So the amount of users and content like being consumed on TikTok is way more than the actual people pumping out content. So if you get on there, we're still technically early into the TikTok days, which everyone thinks you have to dance in front of the camera. And I mean, you can if you want to. Be your brand. Start twerking. So this is kind of the Tesla versus Elon Musk. So what we're trying to do at Urban Cool is, people are going to care more what you have to say than necessarily what we have to say for the Urban Cool page. Obviously, Steven and I are going to do his kind of YouTube page and stuff differently, but they want to hear from you, and that's why Elon Musk has way more followers than Tesla does, because they want to get straight to the source of where everything is coming from. I bought my house from a real estate agent. I know a lot of people, I feel like with the biggest purchase of their life, they want to go with someone they trust. So if you're posting on social media and you're posting and telling your story and being more real with people, they're going to feel like they're already friends with you. And if they feel that way, then they're just going to come naturally to you to want to be able to buy a home. If you post your personality, they already know you. And we talked about TikTok. Nobody cares how many houses you've sold. What can you do for them? So the biggest thing to focus on is what value are you actually bringing to that person? What knowledge are you bringing to them to help them understand the market, to help them understand real estate, to help them want to come work for you and not just be like, cool, you've sold 30 houses, but that does absolutely nothing for me. Tell the story of, I had someone who needed to get this home sold because they were moving to a different state or whatever it might be, and in a week we had the home sold. Tell that story, and that's actually going to bring value to someone to make them want to come list with you. Hashtags. So hashtags are obviously huge. It's the way, we can get into the science behind it of how it actually works, but basically it's the way that people can find your content. I would suggest when using hashtags, you can use up to 30 on Instagram. You can use 10 in a story, and it's about the same for Facebook and TikTok. What I would try to focus on with hashtags is using some of the bigger ones. Whenever you type in real estate, you'll see it says 9.1 billion people. So that means 9.1 billion people have now used the real estate tag. You're just going to get lost in there. So I would try to use about thirds. So thirds of the really big ones that have millions of numbers, thirds about a medium one, maybe 100,000, 200,000, and then try to get really specific with it. Focus on Wichita, ICT, those kind of things. And what I'm doing is I'm doing an Urban Cool one within itself. So hopefully everything underneath Urban Cool will just be stuff that I've posted, and then I can go see how many views that specific hashtag is getting. You're gonna making the most out of the internet. Focus on your social media channels, email marketing, Zillow, analytic tools, and reporting. All these apps have insights and analytic tools worked in. If you're not posting regularly, they mean absolutely nothing to you. It doesn't even make sense. So I would say get a 90-day window where you come up with a content schedule, post consistently for 90 days, go look at your analytics, and you'll see when people are looking at your content, and you'll be able to post a lot better and get a lot more traction based off of that. So what does this all look like? So for the long form, that first part of the pyramid, it can look like having a camera guy like myself following you around and telling a story or showing your day. This is a good opportunity to show a client meeting or a showing. This is also great for a Facebook Live. So you guys, like I said, everyone has iPhones, everyone has nice cameras. Start there and then start editing and working from there. Instead of having a video guy, editor, marketer, you can break this down to a very simple process and timing, make one long piece and learn to edit or make it. Don't forget to bring value. Be sure to be brainstorming video ideas for the long form content. The shooting of houses is cinematic and isn't easy given. So those are actually some of the biggest pushers for Instagram Reels right now, is realtors showing the inside of homes, showing the cool homes and stuff. And that's what helps really with, I think, with this brand, is showing off the cool homes. So it's something to keep in mind. If you have a really cool home, grab your phone, put it in. If you have an iPhone with the wide angle lens, for some reason that's super popular on Instagram right now. So be able to shoot like that. Content is king. Always remember, focus on content. It doesn't take fancy drones, fancy cameras to make good content. So this app right here, it's called VN. If you guys want to download this, it's free. It's a super basic camera editor. I've been using it the past couple days just to see. I wanted to find something for you guys that you could shoot and be able to edit something pretty easily. And this is one of the easiest apps that I have found that make it very streamlined. You don't have to buy a $300 program like I have. Do what? VN. Just V as in Victor, N as in Nora. So this is off of Facebook. So this will be what I would like everyone to do for our page. Go to our page, go to the likes, and then you can select all, and you can select all your friends to like our page, like your page, or whatever you want to do. So it gets people talking, gets helps with the algorithm a ton too. And this is what it's going to look like for it's not Facebook Business Suite anymore, it's the Meta Suite. Travis and I were looking at this the other day. So this is how you're going to go there, and this is what it's going to look like if you want to invite all your friends to like your page. So Google Business Profile. I want to go over this for kind of your guys' personal brands. I wasn't entirely sure what to go with, because we have Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and everything that I want you guys to do, and I wanted to really find a way to kind of get your reviews or get your postings in kind of one spot. And I think Google Business is going to be the best. Obviously, everyone's using Google anyway just to try to find you. So my goal, what I would love to see is I want someone to type in real estate, Wichita, Kansas, and I want all of our faces to pop up. I want to see, Urban Cool, and then I want to see everyone else's names with the Urban Cool. And so we kind of flood the system, and that's the best way to do that is going to be getting your business listing set up and then setting up the reviews. Steven and I are going over that on what reviews we want you guys to send out. And I think what we kind of came up with is if it's someone that is kind of off of our leads, then we'll have a separate system set up. But then if it's someone that's just, hey, they know you, they're 100% your person, then I found a way for you guys to make it super easy to ask them for reviews. So on your Google Business listing, you're going to have a Get My More Reviews page, and you can share your profile, which is going to get you to a link. In that, you can create whatever you want. This is what an email version would be. Dear, as a preferred customer, your feedback is of the utmost importance. So you can do something like this. You can do something more relaxed. But this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to if you have an iPhone, which I don't know if most people do, you're going to go General Keyboard Text Replacement. And within that, you're going to type out your message, and then you can type out like UVW, reviews or whatever, urban reviews. So whenever you go to your phone and you're standing right next to your person and you want them to be able to click a link and review, recommend you right in front of you, you can type in just UVW, and it's going to text replace it to that entire long message that you already have typed out. It's kind of like the same way as TTYL and all the fun slang terms, but it's just makes it a lot easier. So you don't have to sit there and try to copy and paste and do stuff like that. Yep. And it all helps with the SEO, the search engine optimization. So if we all have our names with the Urban Cool ICT and then the Urban Cool ICT page, if people are typing in real estate Wichita, it's just going to help boost everything.
And everybody who doesn't judges me without context.
So I don't know if you guys know who Gary Vee is, but he's a genius kind of when it comes to social media stuff. And in that, the reason I like that video a lot, because it relates back to what you guys are doing. If you don't want to sell $90,000 homes and we want to be selling $300,000, $400,000 homes, then relate the context to the person who's buying that home. Our biggest followers on our pages right now is 24 to 35. So post content that is based around people that are 24 to 35 and relate it back to them and what's important to them. If you're posting stuff in a certain way, then that's only going to keep bringing back that certain client. So if you want to sell bigger homes, make more commission, whatever it is, whatever your goals are, then just make sure that you're keeping that in mind while you're going along with it. So obviously Gary Vee is huge with a lot of stuff. He owns VaynerX. He does Budweiser commercials and stuff. So he's the one getting them popular. And then you have Grant Cardone. I watched this dude even before I was wanting to get into real estate just because I liked his energy, because he's a wild man. And then you can also talk to me, and I'll help you guys. I'll help everyone brand out however they want if you guys have any questions. And obviously, the best marketing doesn't feel like marketing. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions? On a story, yes. Yeah. So on the grid, on I'm only doing one a day. But like I said, I'm still testing it out because we haven't been super active on Instagram before I came along, so our analytics are all over the place because we're up 800% right now, which is amazing. But when you go from posting nothing to posting every day, so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the most popular age demographic on Instagram is at 45. 45 females. Yep. So it's all over the place, believe it or not. Yeah. They love their Instagram.
Like that's who uses it most.
Yep. Yep. Posting those selfies. I'm not sure about TikTok. TikTok's all over the place for sure. Do what? I'm not sure. I just knew that one stat. Yeah. A lot of kids use it, but it's huge. And I like TikTok because it's obviously the most people are consuming it versus who's actually pumping out content. So you're going to do a lot better on there with gaining traction. But like I said, the Glenda Baker is another real estate agent out of Atlanta that started posting on TikTok. And so basically what you do is you post TikTok and then you just share it everywhere else. So you only have to post one time, and then it helps you just share it to Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else. So you don't have to do anything with it. So it makes it really streamlined. I'd post, like I said, the pyramid, post that get a nice long piece for like Facebook or Instagram because they love the live. And then use the VN app, find little pieces that you love of what you said for that like 10 to 30 second, post it on TikTok, and then just share it across all platforms. So you have one post you're kind of doing a day, and then it's just going everywhere. So.
You said Glenda Baker in Atlanta?
Glenda Baker, yeah. I think that's her name.
You're talking about like taking videos of fancy homes. Like, isn't there like some like, if it's not your listing, there's some legalities with that?
Yeah, no, that gets out of my realm of knowing, but I'm saying like if it's our listing.
Outside